Man, do you know I just recorded this whole video? Well, I thought I recorded the whole video, but guess what? The freaking memory card was full. So that's my first tip for you in this video. Always make sure you got enough storage on your memory card before you press record, especially if you're using like a Sony camera where you don't have a flip screen, you can't see yourself, you got no external monitor. Just that's the first tip. But anyways, my name is Terry Warfield. I hope you have a good day. Today, I actually want to give you some tips on how to come up with a flow for your YouTube video. If you didn't watch the last video on if you should start a YouTube channel in 2019, I'll put the link up there at some point in this video because you're not about to leave off this video to go watch that video, but I will link it before the end of the video. My dude that helped me filmed it was like, how do you do this just so effortlessly? And I think that's a good question for me to talk about. Now, a few disclaimers. This is my workflow. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying that you should mirror it exactly. So before y'all come up in the comments talking all types of crap, this is my workflow. Take what you think is useful, apply it to yourself. So let's just get right into it. Now, the first thing that you need to do before you can make a YouTube video is you got to come up with an idea, right? There's a few ways you can do that. Sometimes I'll just be sitting around and the idea will pop in my head. And what I like to do is just open up the notes app on my phone, jot it down. Before you know it, you'll have a bunch of ideas for videos in your phone. Now, let's just say you can't come up with any ideas, right? Well, one thing I like to do is go on YouTube and maybe check out one of my favorite creators, see what they've been doing lately, and you might find some inspiration that way. Now, there's a few caveats with that, right? You don't want to binge watch other people's videos before creating your own. I'm gonna say that again. You don't want to binge watch Terry Warfield's videos before creating your own, because this is what'll happen. You're going to make your own video, and instead of being you in your video, you'll be subconsciously trying to mimic somebody else because those thoughts are super fresh in your mind. So I do recommend going on YouTube to find inspiration. However, before creating your own videos, do not binge watch other creators' videos because you will end up sounding just like them. If you don't believe me, trust me, it happens. So that's the first thing. You need an idea. Now, for me personally, my creativity is kind of hinged on how I'm feeling today. So even though I might have this list of ideas for a video, it don't always work out like that. I might pick a video idea for the day or for the week, and when I go to create it, I'm just not feeling it, or maybe the weather ain't right outside for the vision I have for this video. So even though I might have this list of ideas, for me, it's got to feel right for me to go ahead and create it. Some people can fight through that. Me, I cannot. My creativity is hinged on how I'm feeling. Now, moving forward, you got your idea. The next thing that I like to do is go pick out my music before I start filming anything. For me, music is like, it's like the gel. You know what I'm saying? It's like the gel that puts the video together. I like to use Epidemic Sound. You can use whatever music service you want to use, maybe find producers in your local area. The reason I choose to use Epidemic Sound, number one, I ain't got time to be worrying about copyright problems. Find you a music service that offers no copyright problem music. Trust me, you will thank me later. The last thing you want to do is spend all of this time editing this video and then you upload it to YouTube and boom, copyright claim. You don't want that. It's going to steal money out of your pocket. So do yourself a favor, find yourself a music service like Epidemic Sound who offers high quality music, professional quality music, a wide variety. They offer like pop, rock, rap. I mean, basically anything you could ask for, music with vocals, instrumentals. Find you one of those services. Now, Epidemic does take things a step further. You can actually download pieces of the music called stems. If you just like the drums, you can download the drums. If you just like the instruments, you can download the instruments. And there's a new feature on there now where, let's just say you're making a 30-second trailer for your video, there's an option to download like a 30-second compressed version of that song, that's probably the dopest thing I've ever seen on any music service. But anyways, there's a free 30-day full access trial for you in the description. I highly encourage you to check out Epidemic Sound. At the end of 30 days, if you like it, keep it. If not, just try out another one. A lot of times it's hard for me to create without having at least some type of audio cadence or mood in my video. You can see how just changing the music totally affects the clip. You see that? You see how music just changes everything? So find your music first. At least that's what I like to do. Now, after I have my music, I like to not script stuff. Some people do like scripting out videos. I'm talking about line by line, word by word, scene by scene. For me, this is not like a studio production set. This is YouTube. And while I have nothing against people who spend all of that time making like productions for YouTube, I hope to be able to do that one day. Right now, I just ain't got the time. What I like to do is come up with bullet points, things I know I want to hit in this video that I can easily look at it and then know what I'm about to talk about. Now, the next thing I like to do is practice. Practice the video before you get out into the field. I kid you not. There are times when I'm walking around the house like, what's up, y'all? This is Terry Warfield, blah, 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 XYZ. Now, my wife and kids be looking at me like, bro, what are you doing? But that's what I do. I practice what I'm gonna say in the video from start to finish in the house, time and time again before I actually get out into the field. Reason being, I would rather practice in the comfort of my own home, making my mistakes in my own home before I get out into the field where I'm actually depending on the weather, battery life, things like that, messing up 1,000 times in the field. I would rather do that here. And even though you're gonna practice at home, you're still gonna make mistakes when you get out into the field. However, if you practice first, you can minimize those amount of mistakes and make it a lot easier to edit once you get done. 3 things you need to be mindful of as you make your journey to go make your video. Number 1, check your inventory before you leave the house. Check for batteries, make sure they're charged, make sure you got all the adapters you need, the microphones, the lenses and all of that. Memory cards have space on them. Don't make the same mistake I made. Nothing's worse than getting all prepared to go to a video, driving there to get there and figuring out that you left something that is highly, highly imperative that you needed to make this video. So always double check your inventory before you leave out. Tip number 2, if you don't have a camera with a flippy screen, man, always make a test shot of yourself to make sure there ain't no crumbs on your mouth or your hair ain't looking wild. Something that you'll regret you didn't check for before you got back to the house. Tip number 3, while you're out in the field, man, if you make a mistake, keep going. Don't start off. If you start talking and you mess up or you get caught up on your words, just keep going, man. It's easy to edit stuff in post. It's easy to use B-roll to cover up cuts and mistakes. If you make a mistake, keep going. And I lied, I got 4 tips for you. While you're doing your talking piece to your video, leave a small amount of space between your words. And the reason I'm saying that is when you get back home and you go to edit, it's a lot easier to cut between words where there is a clean break. You know what I'm saying? So instead of 2 words being smashed together, if you maybe take like a half a second pause between the next word or the next sentence and you make a mistake, in post it's a lot easier to be able to have a clean cut where there's just dead silence versus being able to try to cut between smashed up words. You get what I'm saying? And trust me, that will help you out a whole lot. And the next thing you got to do is just make your video. Then you get it back home, dump it into the computer and edit your video. So I'm going to do another video on an editing workflow for people that are new to YouTube or whatever. And now that we're back on the new YouTube subject, like I told you, I'm going to link the video I just did. If you're watching this video and you're considering starting YouTube in 2019, 2020, you need to watch this. The link is right up there in the description. There's a lot of stuff in that video you need to know. A lot of tips I've learned, a lot of free game. Trust me, don't miss out. Watch that video. But anyways, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you want more tips and tricks and stuff like that, make sure you let me know. I would love to hear what y'all think about this video in the comments, and subscribe. I don't think I told you to subscribe, man. Go ahead and subscribe, get it out the way, turn on notifications so that you get notified when new videos go up. So I think that's all I got for you. I ain't ate dinner. I'm hungry, want some coffee. I'm out. Peace and chicken grease, Terry Warfield. Peace.